Hello and welcome back to another video. Let's see if I can twist my thumb around a little bit here. Are you watching? I'm going to show you a magic trick. Are you ready? It's a magic trick. Ta-da! Would you give me a thumbs up? I don't know, it's pretty cheesy. But I got to do it in the beginning. I've got to try that in the beginning for a while because I don't think anybody really watches to the end of the videos or something because it's a small channel. And I'll find... people will find me that get it, you know. Sometimes we're all in too much of a hurry in life. Watch a couple minutes of a video and, I ain't getting what I want out of this. I'm going to something else, you know. Guess what? I do that too. But, I am me. Another thing I can say about this channel, this is the real deal. I ain't got no AI stuff. If you notice, if you scroll through my channel, you'll see my thumbnails. They're all me. Maybe that'll change in the future. Maybe I'll take a picture of a building or something and put it up there. But I don't know. Right now, I just let it kind of pick a thumbnail. And they're all me because all I do, because I want this channel to be real, because I'm talking about God and life and sharing who I am, hoping that my faith and my light, my love of the Lord and all that, I'm hoping that'll shine through, even though I don't know scripture really well, and I'm not going to be here preaching. Well, maybe I will in the future. I don't know, but you know, not reading from a Bible or reading verses or nothing like that. But what I can tell you is this is a real channel, and I can tell you that God is real, 100%. I promise you, He's real. Now, the closer you are to Him, the more you turn to Him, the more you try to talk to Him or try to listen for Him or learn about the Lord or study the Bible. Excuse me. The more you do that, the closer you will come to Him. The more you will hear Him. Sometimes you might just have a brief moment. Something might happen, and you know it came from God. You know it. You know, you're convinced it's different. You just feel it and know it, and it'll give you such a rush. Like, oh, God talked to me. God did that for me. You know, and it's a wonderful, wonderful high of a moment, you know, when you discover something like that. And it'll make you feel, it could charge you good for the whole day, or it might only last 5-10 minutes, depending on how life's beating you up. But the thing is it'll happen. And the more you keep turning to God and keeping focused on the Lord, the more you'll see that kind of stuff, you know. I just don't know how. I wish I could take it. I wish. I've said this since I've been young. I used to tell, when I talk to friends and try to communicate with them, that I wish, as much as I know they understand me for the most part, I used to say I wish I could take all these things that I'm feeling and thinking about or whatever, just kind of bundle them up like this, and just go poof and throw it, and it would just go shoom into you, and you could be like, wow, I get it. That's cool, you know. I wish we could do that with each other. You know, because we're all individuals, so this is the best way we know how to communicate, you know. Right now, it's through this video, you know. I haven't even met you. And if you've been watching me for a while or watching more of my videos, you know me better than I know you. It's kind of sad, but it's okay, you know, because that's why I'm making these videos. Because I would say probably 99% of people really like me. So I think that's part of why God's got me doing this. I'd like to say 100% of people like me, but some people are weird. No. I'm just kidding. It's okay if somebody don't like me. Kind of bum me out a little bit because I want everybody to like me. You know, I wish we could all like each other and all get along great together. But 99% of the people I do. You know. When I used to run a nightclub, I could talk 99% of the people out of the bar that were, you know, being stupid or getting out of line or when it was time for them to go. You know, just by treating them as the human being they are, you know, and letting them know I appreciate who they are and their time, you know, and that they're welcome to come back tomorrow or the next week or whatever it is. You know, but tonight, you know, you're kind of being silly and getting out of line. And I'm going to ask you if you could leave now, you know. You're welcome to come back. You know, because if you like coming here and like having fun here, well, I want you to come here and have fun here, but when your fun spills over to not being fun for everybody else, it's time for me to ask you if you can come back at a different time. You know, different ways like that. And almost always, because I'm treating somebody with respect, instead of just saying, you gotta go, you're starting trouble, get out of here. You know? Well, I could have done that, you know. Strong enough and skilled enough, I could do that if need be. But why do that? Why not converse with a person and reach them intellectually if you can? And not only are you keeping a safe environment or diffusing what could become a problem, but you're educating in the process, you know, and changing somebody for the better. You know, rather than just grabbing them and snatching them up and throwing them out of the bar and manhandling them because they're out of line of being stupid because they've been drinking or something. Well, their actions aren't justifiable, but they're still a human being, you know. And by snatching them up and throwing them out of the bar and stuff, then they might still be mad, and they might take that out on somebody else, you know, or go get in a fight somewhere else, you know, because you just created a hostile situation. Now they're all worked up, and then they're going to be worked up wherever they are, you know. So my philosophy was a little different, you know. I mean, there was times I had to do that, you know, because there's that 1% that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, especially in a nightclub situation, you know, drank too much liquid courage and they want to whoop the world, you know, and it doesn't matter how you try to reach through to them, somehow their switch shuts off or something and they're on a tunnel vision mission, you know. But like I said, 99% of people, you know, you can reach them. Sometimes it's a little harder to reach some of them, you know, you gotta find a way to get their attention, you know. Sometimes you just do it with a loud, hey, you know, and they're like, oh, you know. Sometimes you just touch them lightly, you know, physical contact, hey, how you doing tonight, you know, whether you lay your hand on their hand, you know, or maybe it's on their shoulder or something. You know, if you grab them strong, you're more apt to get a resistance or a strong reaction. You know, if you're gentle, you might get a gentle reaction, you know. So by me doing it, handling it the way I did, by inviting them back as I'm telling them, you know, that I'm glad you're having fun here, and I hope you come back next week or tomorrow or whatever, because I like seeing you have fun here. But tonight, you may not be aware of it, but you're doing stuff that's out of line, and it's time for you to leave. Now, of course, I would have warned them ahead of time, hey, you know, settle down, you know. Yeah, but you only give a couple of little settle down before you gotta go. And some people you gotta get them to go right away because you can see it. You gotta learn to judge that. But anyway, by me inviting them back or saying I like them to come there and have fun, I'd like them to come back, but I'm asking them to leave. Almost all the time, by reaching them like that, so many good men and women ended up. I'd watch their eyes kind of go down, like they almost were ashamed to look in my eyes because they knew they were wrong. You know. And they'd look down and they'd be like, all right, I'm sorry, man, I'm really sorry, you know. And then I'd get their attention again, so they'd look up at me. I'd say, it's okay, you know. But, you know, it ain't forever, you know, come back tomorrow, next week, whatever, you know, you just happen to have one of those nights, you know. And this is ending in a good way, you know, rather than it being a really bad way. You know, so, because then I'd feel bad when they'd look down and feel ashamed of, because then they realized if I was talking to them, telling them they'd leave, they knew that they were out of line, because I wouldn't just do it for no reason, you know. So, but then I didn't want them to feel bad either, even though I think it justified their actions. But, you know, don't feel bad, you know, just maybe now that you feel that way, maybe be a little more aware of it next time. But some people, everybody's different, their body chemistry is different. So some people, you know, they get drinking, well, once they cross a certain threshold for their body of toxicity or that, it's like that self-control or that social remembering or etiquette or whatever goes right out the window. And once you see it go out the window, that's when you got to keep an eye on them. Basically a babysitting job. So you got to do that with employees. You got employees that want to bicker with each other and stuff, and you got to babysit them and teach them how to get along with each other. Oh my, oh my. This is about a 10-minute video here. So, don't know what we'll title this one. We'll end this one short before we get on to another subject. As always, thumbs up if you would. Thank you for being here. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.